What's up, everyone? This is yours truly, Mr. Steven, and welcome to the Steven Factor. This is a very special edition of this program, and tonight I'm definitely talking about of COVID-19 1 year later. Now, before I start, as you may know, um, the sun will go down for the next 2.5 hours. It's still daylight, so uh, as you may know, the Steam Factor is supposed to be doing on every late nights, so I decided to try to do a little bit a little afternoon edition when the show will be aired tonight for the next few hours or so. So trying to bear with me here. So this is it. This is the 1 year anniversary of the Corona pandemic anniversary, or COVID-19, or Coronaversary, could whatever what you might call it. And you know, it was 2020. It was a very difficult year for all of us, and we knew that for the first time in 103 years since the Spanish flu, the coronavirus killed more than 520 and over 520,000 people who've been died from COVID, and it was sad. People lost their friends and family. People missed their friends and family, their parents that they really love, even their hospitals and retirement homes. The restrictions are very tough as ever, but we need to understand the rules and everything. Everything is closed, from the stores to barbershops to churches to school. Social distancing became as a newest outstanding um, vocabulary word for all of us. And all the restaurants were closed, and some survived, and someone didn't. Um, and President Trump became one of the worst controversial presidents of all time. Now, I have so many experience of this COVID-19, and I knew what's really going on in the situation. Now we need to wear our mask, and this is a first time that we've done this since 103 years. That's number one. I'm very proud of that, and we need to wear the mask because it could save lives, and our job needs to stop the spread. Number two, I miss my cousins a lot. I really miss my cousins 100%, especially for my aunts and uncles as well. But I already have my family there, so including my mom, also there with me by my side, and we're all getting very depressed sometimes. My mother have very depressed about this COVID-19. There's so many fake videos about the vaccines and the Corona 666, which is the mark of the beast, which is not that true. And to be honest with you, only the Lord knows when it's going to happen, and it's not humans, it's the Lord. He's going to take his job, but not us. And I hope the Lord will bring us hope. I hope the Lord will he will give us a second chance, and I believe that that hope is the most important thing in this world. Now, as you may know, I'm a die-hard Episcopalian Christian, and I decided that everything has changed. That I decided trying to bring back the books, and that book is called the Bible. And I'm getting along with my new friend named Cash, and he and I are starting doing a social distancing on Zoom and do a little bit of Bible study, and that's one of my experiences of all time. But before I met my friend, I want to tell you the story about how it went down, and 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 how I really reacted about it. Um, it was started since the beginning of the March that Andrew Cuomo, the Corona just hit at the New York City. And meanwhile, one of my neighbors decided to go home and do work over there, and everything went completely changed. I went to the store at the supermarket at Food Town. People were crying by some goodies and stuff, and we're in the middle in the twilight zone. There's no toilet paper. There's no fruits and vegetables. There's no food, milks, dairy products, everything. Everything went vanished. And I put some of that old pictures of it on my Twitter and Instagram, and it feels like everything is like it's not a joke whatsoever, and we are definitely prepared until the visible enemy is coming to hear us. Um, I also am very frustrated at time. I was very angry. I remember one time that my aunt wants me to go to the store about the milk situation, talk about we're in the middle of crisis, and I was trying to be positive here. I was trying to be positive, and in a nicer way. I just don't want to be angry about it at this time. And I went to the Fishers across the street, and you see people are in line trying to grab some milk. It's completely terrible for me. I really don't know what is really going on, but it's really terrible. Now, during the next day or the next night, my aunt and my cousin decided to buy some dozens of groceries in her apartment. So my aunt decided trying to do the same thing, and my uncle decided to go in the car with her to go to the big supermarket down by Empire Boulevard. Now, my aunt bought a lot of food, fruits, snacks. Uh, Everything is piled up with a big box, and I really don't know how I'd describe it, but it was the worst, to be honest with you. Um, that moment, I was trying to help her out, trying to take out the groceries and everything, and at this time, but right before 11 o'clock comes, everything is getting much out of hand. One of her groceries were completely missing, and I was trying to keep telling her the truth that you had to go back there because she accidentally left some of the groceries at the supermarket, and that was the only way we need to do it. So sometimes, when you left the groceries and you know where they are, you need to go back with it. And I said it for 3 times already. So what she did is she checked the grocery list on a receipt. And to me, it was wasting my time. I tried to tell her, go back to the supermarket. It was the only way. And my mom and my aunt was so frustrated, and she trying to check the aisles from the juice to the fruits, and it was really sick of me. I really cannot take anymore. I'm trying to tell her that you need to go back to get the supermarkets. I mean, you need to go back to get some. You need to go back to the supermarket to get your stuff back. And all of a sudden she's still continuing that the juice, the fruits, to this, the cereals, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh my god, this is gonna take forever. If it's gonna take forever, the supermarket will be closed. And I was so angry about it. I was so angry. I was using my two fists and do it on the Incredible Hulk and slam it like 3 times on the refrigerator door. And I was so frustrated that she really understands that she needs to go back. All right? She doesn't need to double check the list or anything. She needs to go back to the groceries. So she did. She called her brother, she put on her clothes, and they had to go. And I was so angry. And to tell you the truth, when I hit right here, that thing hurts. That thing really hurts so bad. I bought 2 packs of Motrin IB the next day, and everything went healed. And it was sad. It was completely sad this time, and we knew that this definitely get even worse, to be honest. But so they went back to the supermarket. They checked the receipt on the computer, and they just accidentally took her groceries into the different house. So they went to the different house. They found the groceries. They give the person the groceries back, and she gave the other groceries back, and then went home. But like I said, everything is late. It was so late. Put some smoothies there, make some smoothies this and that. And during the next day, my cousin, my aunt eating fruits like a bunch of animals. It was so sick. And I don't want to be like that. But people really don't misunderstanding is that the coronavirus didn't came from the food. It came from people. And some people think a little discrimination way that the coronavirus is from Wuhan, China. Now, some of my family think that the Chinese restaurants are came from China because the Chinese foods have corona in it. Like some of the Chinese restaurants were closed because they think they have a corona in it, and that was very confusing. But like I said, it didn't came from food; it came from people, like all of us. The coronavirus came here on the air, and when the germs comes through your body, you have some serious stuff, coughing, diarrhea, scratchy throat, you feeling collapsed, rush you to the hospital. Every single day, dozens of people rescue their lives, and it was sad too. It was completely sad, and the mayor and the governor decided to send so many beds to in different places, and President Trump make like more than 400, and this is completely a total disaster of him, and he really doesn't believe all kind of stuff about this corona situation. Now it was sad. It was completely sad, to be honest with you. One of my superintendent has died from COVID, and one of my ex-employee, my colleague, um, my ex-colleague who worked at my school site, also died from COVID, and it was completely sad as well too. And you know what's even worse about this situation? We have the rent uh, prices are completely went high, and some restaurants, like I said, they're out of business. Like the Chinese restaurant, which is on you on around the corner on Franklin and Union, and it was closed due to the coronavirus pandemic, and they raise up the rent as well. We also one of the tenants are move out on the first floor. They've been live here around a year and a half, and now they step out. And my neighbors from across the hall, they decide to leave in Brooklyn into the suburbs of Pennsylvania. And I want to double check on them to see they're 100% all right. But I just realized I didn't know they left, and that really bothers me, and it really ticks me off. I mean, what if they shouldn't come to my door, and they will say like, Steven, we decide to leave, and we'll probably go out of town. We could stay for a couple of days until we get back. So I want to know where are they? And it was completely sad, to be honest with you. Now I really miss my friends. I really miss my cousins and my aunt, and I felt so depressed. People sent me so many fake videos were not that true. My mom definitely getting even worse for this depression. And now we have some of the rumors that the coronavirus is the mark of the beast, and which is not that true whatsoever. I really don't believe that stuff. You know, I just realized that we need hope, and hope is the most important thing in this world. And we need God will give us a second chance, and we see our friends and family once again. It is completely a total disaster. And to be honest with you, there's even more about this corona pandemic. We have racism together as well. We have a pandemic. We have a racism. We have a Republican and Democrat national conventions. Biden versus Trump during the debates. It was a total disaster. President Trump got his first COVID, especially his wife and his administration. But during that November 7th, on a Saturday, Joseph Biden won for the first time in over 3 decades to become our 46th president of the United States, and Kamala Harris become a first female, a women, a people of color to become as a man and vice president of the United States. And listen to me, we have some rough times. I call my aunts, I call my cousins, and I hope this vaccine is getting much even better. And to be honest with you, you don't have to make no mistake. The coronavirus stats are going down slowly but surely. It's not coming down fast. It's slowly but surely. Um, the vaccines are popular, and some vaccines have little side effects in it. And Johnson are getting ready back on track about these vaccines, and that's what Joseph Biden's job it is. He wants to help these American people bring so many vaccines from the elderly people to the younger people. Um, and we need hope, and so many facts were completely true. And like I said, are not related to the mark of the beast, which is not so true. So don't really go and mess up your head. Now, we know that we definitely get back to normal soon. The restaurants increase it to 50%. And some two bars are really open around the corner, from Union Pub to Franklin 820. Wish them for all the best. But the bakery one, Butters and Scouch, they were completely out of business. Butter and Scouch are completely out of business because of COVID. But there's only one person who is responsible for this completely, and that person is President Trump. Now, President Trump is 100% completely irresponsible job about this COVID situation. And he knew that he cannot say it, and he cannot um, just realize, oh, wow, I remember right now. Okay, I'm sorry. I was watching Eyewitnesses, to be honest with you. Um, whew. President Trump, he cannot survive for the next 4 more years. And at the same time, I made a biblical theory, which has come from the Bible, the book of Exodus, that changed everything. Now, let me give you a recap that what I just did since May. I text my friend, and I just realized, I text my friend named David, and I just realized that this is going to change everything. From the Bible, the book of Exodus. Now, Moses told his brother Pharaoh to let his people go. And his Pharaoh refused. So he gave him a final judgment, from the Red Sea to the hail, the frogs, and the plague. That plague represents the virus. The Spanish flu to coronavirus. Now, Moses and his people, decided to go to their houses, put the blood on the lamb, the red cross in each doors, and went inside. And Moses told them to let the virus pass, which means it's a represents on during the Passover. So, look what happened over 2,000 years later. My aunt got a palm cross for Palm Sunday. You put the palm on the door and you could let the virus pass. It could be the virus would be inside or outside. So it could be in between. And also, I made another prediction that Donald Trump will lose his reelection. And that's how my prophecy works. Because I made a prophecy from the Bible into this reality. And look what happened. My prophecy really works. Now, anyways, I get along with my new friend named Cash Fields, and he and I have been met since April. We decided to hit the books, do a little Bible study, and this will change my life. And this will help me calm me down and bring back hope of this on this middle pandemic. And we knew something's really going to happen. All the sports were suspended from NBA to NFL. Well, the NFL is okay. NBA to the MLB, also known as basketball and baseball, were postponed because of the pandemic, and they had to revive it and do the bubble theme in this situation. And we knew it's going to happen. We knew what's going on in this nation. We knew that everything is getting out of hand, and this is getting even worse in this nation. We knew it all along, and I felt like this is not going anywhere, and this is not the end, but the beginning. There's hope to be done. Now, speaking of not hope, speaking of hope, we have not hope. I'm sorry. Texas have their freedom thanks to the governor of Texas. And I think what he did, it was completely irresponsible. I think he is a Donald Trump 2.0. But Texas will be in a dangerous state right now because they're in the middle of the pandemic. So many white folks are nothing but a bunch of losers. Don't know what they're doing about what's going on in this situation. And I think the governor needs to stop it and use his common sense to make this thing get even worse. But that really doesn't bother me right now. But what really bothers me, because we're in the middle of the sexual harassment case of Andrew Cuomo, and they're still doing this under investigation. Now, 6 women that came forward about Governor Cuomo's sexual harassment details, and things are definitely even worse. And he already apologized, and he said he's very sorry, but he also says this not quote, he didn't touch anyone. You know, Andrew Cuomo touched this beautiful female's face and his hands and butt, and some lady thinks like Charlotte acts him like talk about having sex with an older man, this and that. It was completely uncomfortable when he just said that. And I believe he didn't say nothing. Because when Andrew Cuomo said you have to take a look at the facts, they need a facts that he didn't do anything wrong. And stupid Mayor Bill de Blasio, that he is such an ass lately, and he jumps and weighs in about Cuomo's sexual harassment case. And they want all the Democrats to resign, and that is not fair. That is not fair. Now, I want you to take a look with the spear, okay? What if Andrew Cuomo will resign the office? Take a look at the spear right here. Do you see the spear right now? It is big. And you know why it's big? Because one of the Cuomo's replacements will do the job during the pandemic. But if he or she didn't do a very good job in the pandemic, the pandemic will rise up. The virus will rise up. And all these accusers blame Cuomo that they did on the sexual harassment, blah, blah, blah. And they just find out, what have we done? That's right. If Cuomo is no longer in the office, the virus will come up. Especially for Mayor de Blasio just realized it. They need Cuomo more than ever. And that is not fair. Take a look at the spear. Take a look at the spear. It's big. The virus was still at large. And we don't know what is going on in this situation. This is getting even worse. Come on, New York. We need this. We need this. And just want to let you know, we have some news to tell you. The presidents are completely vaccinated, from Bill Clinton to Barack Obama to George W. Bush, are join forces to get vaccinated, including the first ladies as well, Hillary, Michelle, and Laura, and they did a very good job. We need hope, ladies and gentlemen. We need hope. That's all that matters. We need hope. I know this is the longest rant, but I definitely have to say this. This is a 1 year anniversary of this COVID-19. We knew that this is getting much even better than we expected, but the virus not going anywhere. It's just the beginning. We still wear continue to mask. People are still vaccinated, and we need it. That's all that matters. This is yours truly, Mr. Steven, saying Todo para la familia, and thank you for watching the Steven Factor. And please, please wear the mask. It's a very important. Thank you.